Gamer family. Hello, we're picking up right where we left off. Let's go help Claude or whatever, I don't know. Assuming all goes well, there's only going to be 3 more videos after this in the Blue Lions YouTube, and that's just crazy.
Having allowed the Imperial Army to invade, the Alliance Army makes their last stand at the center of House Regan territory in Deirdre. The Kingdom Army rushes to their aid after amassing more troops.
Oh yeah.
The citizens of Deirdre have all been evacuated and are now at sea. Are you sure about this? If Deirdre were to fall, those ships don't have enough resources for...
Deirdre won't fall. Have some faith in me, will you?
Oh, yes, sir.
Our line of defense has been broken. The Imperial Army will be here any moment.
Understood. You two join up with the troops in the city.
Yes, sir.
Judith, are you ready?
As ready as I'll ever be. It's been years since I last battled in the city streets.
Don't go messing up because your vision is weakened with age. Take the defensive for now.
Yeah, I get it. You hang in there too, boy. Your wounds from Gronderfield haven't fully healed yet, have they?
No, but it's not like I can sit this one out. I have to make my daring escape after all. Yeah, for the last time, stop calling me boy. That's an official order from the leader of the Alliance.
Understood, Leader Man. I wonder if our little ray of hope will show up. We fought on opposite sides at Gronder, didn't we?
They'll come. You can count on it. If anyone can bring him back, it's Teach. Teach will talk and he'll listen. But more than anything, I've seen their skill and their abilities. I believe in them.
Claude, reinforcements are coming from the west. Their banner is that of the kingdom.
What did I tell you? They're here, and just in time.
It appears the Imperial Army has already marched into Deirdre and engaged the Alliance. It seems the Imperial advance has been stalled by guerrilla skirmishes. The Alliance forces are holding out, but they won't last much longer.
That must be Judith of House Daphne, who joined up with Claude's troops. To think Judith, a true hero, would find herself backed into a corner like this.
It is not so. The Alliance has only drawn the enemy so deeply into the city to allow us to attack them from behind. Brilliant. I believe so. He put his soldiers into position purely on the belief that we'd come. I can't believe Claude would risk everything on that belief. He has placed
I do.
all his hopes on
I don't
us.
like Claude in this game.
Let's make
And
sure we live up to
this
his
map is
expectations,
actually
Professor.
number one reason why I just
Here we
don't
go.
like Claude in
Let's
this
move.
game. 3 hopes I do like him because he doesn't do anything this freaking stupid. Like, damn, he's a dumbass, bro. He's a dumbass. But anyways, this map's really easy. We've actually already fought on this map because of the, I believe it was the Alois Shamir one. We had to fight Arundel, who, much like a bunch of other people, isn't actually Arundel, but that doesn't matter in this route. He's one of the Agarthans, but the Agarthans don't matter that much in the Blue Lions. Which again is one of the reasons why the Blue Lions, story-wise, is one of the best routes in this game. Because the Agarthans, the worst part of the Three Houses lore, are much smaller of a
The
role.
Alliance has managed to escape to the harbor, has he? Those rats resist in vain.
But also
Your
smaller
Excellency,
in Crimson
there's an army
Flower. It's
closing
really
in on
Verdant
us
Wind
from
and Silver
outside.
Snow that are
The banners
big part.
are those of House Blathid.
Blathid? I see. That idiot failed, it seems. Hurry up and kill the leader of the Alliance. With him gone, Deirdre will fall.
Yeah, so
I will not let
I'm just
Claude
gonna
die.
tell you, Seth.
Let's hurry to his rescue.
You remember Thals
You're late.
from chapter
Hurry up and
10?
help.
Or Thals, the guy that like the other Solon and Krania we already killed. The other one we met in the first half of the game was Thals. Yeah, Arundel is actually Thralls.
Huh.
Yeah, Thals, not Thralls. Thals. But since he's out in the open, he's using his Arundel disguise. Arundel used to be a real person, but once he got taken over by Thals, like, that's the hint. Because he remember when how he just magically stopped donating to the church? That's when the real Arundel was killed. And again, of course, Monica was at one point a real person before becoming Krania as well. Which, you actually meet you meet the real Krania in chapter, 13. I mean, I cannot speak the real Monica in Three Hopes. I can't form a correct sentence, apparently. You never meet the real Tomas. Then there's multiple Agarthans. I can't remember the full thing. They have all names based off Greek philosophers. So I can't remember. I don't know if it's confirmed or theorized that that enemy advantage. That's wild. I can't remember if it's speculation or confirmed that the Agarthan that was masquerading as what's her fart from the past chapter? I cannot remember her name for some reason. I am really having a stroke. Cornelia, the person masquerading as Cornelia was Agarthan known as Cleobulus. So Arundel said that line of that idiot, not as like the Empire talking about like a traitor from the kingdom, but as an Agarthan about a fellow Agarthan. Mycen, who we've briefly seen, is another one of the named Agarthans, although he's not as big of a deal as Cleobulus, Krania, Thals, and Solon.
I'm in.
There's actually another major Agarthan, but not in this game. It's actually in Three Hopes that they introduced it. Three Hopes had one of the promises that the community felt of Three Hopes was more explanation on who the Agarthans are, but then it asked more questions and gave like no answers. So
At your service.
yeah, the Agarthans, otherwise known as those who slither in the dark, are like the shady. They're the mole people that control everything under the surface. This isn't the only Fire Emblem game to have mole people, but I argue that this is the Fire Emblem game that executes the mole people the worst.
Huh.
Because Three Houses, the world of Fodlan. See, this is why Hilda retreats, so that she can help in this map.
But the guy's so helpless, I feel sorry for him. So, I'll do what I can to protect him.
Because this map would be so much harder without Hilda.
The subjugation of Deirdre is complete. We will be joining the main army now.
They're showing up one after another. Nothing for it but to blockade the gate leading to the town. I don't want the enemy's numbers to increase anymore.
One of the reasons why the mole people just suck so flippin' bad in this game is this game is trying to tell a really grounded story. Like, this is attempting to tell the most grounded story in Fire Emblem history. In a lot of ways, it does succeed. But the mole people just ruin that entirely. Especially because they're so not well explained, like, at all. And they are so disappointing, their existence. Oh my god. They're less of an issue in this route than they are in Verdant Wind and Silver Snow. Verdant Wind in particular, I loathe their existence, is they quite literally ruin it. They're just not interesting villains for Claude. They make sense for the church, I just don't like the church route. It's just poorly executed. So I have different issues there. than just the mole people. Mole people are one of the issues, it's just not the only issue. So yeah, that's my rant that I probably should have just saved for a future route where the mole people are actually relevant. But alas, I talked about them now because I wanted to. And for the record, YouTube, if it weren't for me and trying not to spoil Fire Emblem 4, I would go into a lot of depth of why the mole people work really well in that game's story and not in this game's story. Hint, the answer is because they're always the main villains, where this game you technically have
It's no good.
characters that aren't always villains that can be antagonists, like Edelgard can be an antagonist on your route. Rhea can be an antagonist depending on your route. And it's that kind of stuff, the fact that they're going so, trying to make all the characters so morally gray in this game, that makes the mole people not work. Where they're not trying to go with the morally gray except for one individual. You always fight, for the record, in Fire Emblem 4. So yeah. That's my spiel about it all. About mole people. If maybe they were developed more, I wouldn't have such an issue with them, but they literally only make this game's story worse. I can't think of a single time that the Agarthan's existence make it better. Like, the Agarthans, Agarthan's only relevance in this route is that they caused the tragedy of Duskur, and even then, I think the tragedy of Duskur would be more interesting if it truly was just the, like, Western lords trying to kill the king. The Western lords did have a part in the tragedy of Duskur. It wasn't just the Agarthans. The Agarthans helped kickstart it, but they technically weren't the only ones involved. But taking the Agarthans out of it would still just make it more interesting. The Agarthans do nothing to make this game's story better. Nothing! Yeah, that's just my giant rant. The Black Fang and FE7 also work better because, again, they're the main villain, and the Black Fang, they're less mole people than, like, the Agarthans, technically. They're not... Many... You viewer probably are like, they're not mole people. I'd consider them mole people, personally. But they're also the main antagonists, and there's really not any other non-mole people antagonists. And again, they fit well into the context of the story. And they're developed. I can, like, barely tell you anything about the Agarthans, and I've played this game. By the time I'm done this Let's Play over a dozen times, as of now, this is probably my 10th, 11th, or 12th playthrough. I don't know.
Nothing is more foolish than dying in vain. Let's get to the harbor and finish off the leader of the Alliance.
Yeah, that's all I have to say. That's all I have to say. Gamer family. I just... Why are you going that way, you dingus brain of... Screw yourself in a pit hole. Cucky lucky. Cucky wucky. I hate that I said that. I hate that I've just said cucky wucky. Fudge skulls. Okay. I know how to get stride onto Dimitri. It just requires a little bit of a dangly dangles. Where can you move? You can move to there. Which means... Boom. I actually only think I need an ingrate. Yep. Dimitri gets stride from that. YouTube, we may do a second map this video.
grown into a savage of a man, just like your father.
You are rather calm for one in your position. Or did you forget that this is a battlefield? Perhaps this is no time for words, Uncle. There will be time for that after we have settled things here. So
Do our hopes end here?
I fight for one reason and one alone.
Uncle, I need to know. The incident 9 years ago. You were involved, weren't you? You know something. What did Cornelia... No. What did my stepmother do?
You are not qualified to look into the darkness. You and Edelgard. Do your best to kill each other. You are family after all. There it is. The light.
Holy crap. Yeah, YouTube, we're actually going to do a second video. Seth, sorry, we might go a little bit later than I thought tonight because I got to do all the off-camera stuff in the middle of the video. I mean, it hurts me the most. I open tomorrow. At least I think it hurts me the most. I don't think you work till like 12, so.
No, I don't work tomorrow.
Tomorrow's a Monday! Not a Tuesday! Wow! Yeah, I don't, YouTube. I don't. I just... My brain doesn't work.
My, thank you so much.
See, what makes Three Houses take centuries is the goddamn supports, YouTube. We don't have support, so I want to do another chapter
even
instead.
If we had managed to capture him alive, judging by the way he was acting.
Teach is absolutely right. We should take this rare opportunity to let off some tension.
It's been a long time, Claude. I'm glad to see that you are safe.
Same. I haven't seen you since the nightmare that was Gronder. You really did come to help us. You must be a bunch of soft-hearted suckers, huh?
If you really felt that way, you would not have set up a defensive battle in the hopes that we would come. It worked out only because we made it in time. Were you really so confident that we would answer the call?
Of course. I knew you wouldn't hesitate to put yourself second and come running to our aid.
No, this is a dumbass plan, you
From
idiot.
different cloth. I wouldn't make a move unless I could gain something from it. You've always been just the opposite. And of course, I've always been fond of taking dangerous risks. After all, I sent that express messenger before you had even recaptured the kingdom capital. If all went to plan, I knew you'd recapture it soon, and then respond to our request for aid. It was riskier than usual, I'll give you that, but it was the only card I had to play, so I took the gamble.
You crossed too many dangerous bridges for my liking.
I'm with you, Dimitri.
I know. But that ends today.
What do you mean?
Here, take this. Use it however you see fit.
Oh, fail not!
Bow, fail not. Isn't this the hero's relic of House Regan? Hold, Claude. This must be one of your jokes. You cannot truly intend to part with this.
It's not a joke. As of today, the Leicester Alliance is no more.
Just what are you planning, Claude?
If you're going to lead Fodlan, then the Alliance Lords will follow you. Back in the day, the Alliance split off from the Kingdom. I'm just putting us back together again.
I think this is a stupid idea too,
I've already
by the
gained
way,
the support of
YouTube.
the other Lords at the Roundtable Conference, so you can stop looking at me like I'm crazy. All that's left for me is to officially step down as the leader of the Alliance. Hold your horses there, Teach. I'm leaving Fodlan. There are things I have to do, dreams I need to see to fruition. That's why I became the Alliance leader to begin with, actually. But it left me no time for what I was really after. You'd better not take on too many responsibilities yourselves, or else you'll end up in the same boat. And remember, both the living and the dead cling to us without any regard for our own lives. It's up to us to break free of that weight and follow the path that we believe in.
Claude,
Oops. I almost forgot the most important thing. If you're looking for Rhea, apparently she's
For the
being held
record,
captive
Hilda
in the
should
Imperial
join our
camp.
army.
It doesn't sound like they intend to kill her, but
No, she
there's
does.
no
She
telling
doesn't
what
and
they're
won't.
planning.
But Hilda should be a
You have
recruitable
my
unit
gratitude, Claude.
in this chapter.
Gratitude.
So should
Thanks, but
Judith.
no thanks. As far as I'm concerned, we're even now. I don't know how many years will pass until then, but let's promise to meet again. And when we do, don't be too hard on me, your kingliness.
Well, Dimitri, are you finally going to tell us the damn truth?
What are you talking about?
Calm down, Felix.
Didn't Lord Arundel say something about you and Edelgard being family?
To claim that the king and the emperor are related. Could it be?
Ah, I suppose I never told you, though I do recall mentioning it briefly to the professor. Lord Arundel spoke the truth. My stepmother was Edelgard's birth mother. Political turmoil drove my stepmother out of the Empire.
We'll learn about that
Father
soon.
fell in love with her at first
Next
sight,
playthrough.
and they married. I lost my birth mother before I was old enough to remember her. My stepmother filled that role for me, but she lost her life in Dusker 9 years ago, along with father.
So you think?
Hang on. I didn't even know she was your stepmother. Did my father know about this?
Yes, all those who were close to my father knew, including Rodrigue. But to speak openly about it would have caused a scandal. And so she was our secret. No one in the general public knew about her. Naturally, the fact that Edelgard and I are step-siblings was kept a secret as well.
I'm finally beginning to understand what you went through 5 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Edelgard is the only family you have left, isn't she? To find out someone so precious to you is actually your most hated enemy. How heartbreaking.
But wait, you two were born and raised in 2 different territories, right? So you probably never met until you were both at the academy. I mean, don't get me wrong. I think the idea of fighting family is just about the worst thing ever. But hopefully the fact that
I mean, yeah,
Jesus'
you did have to
therapy
fight your
never really
uncle.
knew helps with the pain.
Yeah.
I
But
don't know.
her
It was
uncle
just
didn't actually want to fight them.
I am
He had to
afraid that's
feign
not the case.
that he was
Though it was only for a short time, Edelgard once called Ferdia
that
at
he was
home.
loyal to the Empire.
It was a long time ago, but she was a cherished friend of mine.
Wait, I remember now. She was that girl, wasn't she? The one you gave a dagger
A
to.
lot of them have had to fight their own family.
Yeah.
Your little girlfriend was Edelgard.
Sylvain, if you have any more foolish things to say, please hold them for later.
I do have a few more in my sleeve, but they can wait. Go on, Your Highness. This is important for us to hear.
She may be a hated enemy now, but the Emperor is your old friend and your stepsister. Can you bring yourself to kill her?
I will kill her, if I must. But if there is any chance that the world she seeks to create could be a just one, then I would love to see a future in which I may reach out my hand for her and have her reach back. That said, I have no intention of letting my personal feelings cloud my judgment. Too much is at stake.
Your Highness, I think you should meet with the Emperor and at least try to talk to her. If there's any hope of ending this war without more bloodshed, we have to try. Besides, killing your own family, I'm sorry, but it's not right.
The Blue Lions do fight a lot of their family. Jesus.
Sylvain.
All of them
Mercedes.
have, except for Felix.
Yes, Your Majesty. I have confirmed it via countless channels. I advise that we accept this as a drop of joy amid a pool of sorrow.
Wait, actually though, every single one except for Felix. Dimitri and Edelgard,
Well,
Sylvain
what
and
about
his
the
brother, Annette and her uncle, Mercedes and her brother, Ash and
Dude?
adopted father. Who else am I
Yeah,
missing?
but what about you?
Dadoon and Grid haven't. Dadoon and Grid haven't. Okay, there's 3 that haven't. Felix, Dadoon, and Grid haven't.
Pretty words, but I'm afraid we can't rest until the joy outweighs the sorrow. And for that to happen, it now seems we must confront them all at once. Dimitri, who took back Ferdiad, Claude, who managed to protect the Alliance, and that professor, who is successfully mobilizing the Knights of Saros.
What will you do, Your Majesty?
Pull back our forces. In the west to Aryan Road. In the east
I've already
to...
taken Aryan Road.
Fort Mercius,
Dingus.
There is no better place for such a conflict.
So that paralog should not have been available until
Indeed.
after this map.
And dispatch the Death Knight to guard it. He can buy us some time. In the meantime, I will...
Forgive me, but I must speak bluntly. I do not agree with what you intend to do. Though slight, there is a chance that once done, it cannot be undone.
Even I cannot always choose the direction my path leads me. There is no other way. And so, I must walk on.
Pogruno? Is it talk between Edelgard and Dimitri before next chapter? I thought that was before chapter 21. No, it has to be. Huh. We'll see that this video.
Part 2. Azure Moon. Blue Sea Moon. The Impregnable Fortress. When Claude steps down as its leader, the Leicester Alliance disbands, and its lords swear fealty to the Holy Kingdom of Fargus.
How did they get
Chaos in
Gloucester
the
to
kingdom
agree to
begins
that?
to dissipate as the people unite under Dimitri's rule. Riding this momentum, the Kingdom army prepares to march south for a decisive battle against Imperial forces.
Gamer Pog moment. Yeah, we're a sub half hour, and there's no supports. That's crazy. It's crazy. There's no supports. It's wild. I can almost skip the monastery. I'm not going to, but I can almost skip the monastery. I do not care about Caspar's birthday. Oh, this next map you would actually fight Caspar if I didn't recruit him.
We will finally have our decisive battle with the Empire this month.
The Eastern Lords are in the process of consolidating all of the troops within the entire kingdom. In addition, ever since Aryan Road's liberation, the Western Lords have been declaring their fealty, one after another.
Affairs within the kingdom have calmed down considerably, and we even managed to win over the Alliance.
Although it was a rough go at first, I'm starting to feel like we could actually win this.
That's true. Thinking back on it now, we've really come a long way.
We even have a lead as to where Rhea is located. It is as we predicted all along. If we are to rescue Rhea, then we must defeat the Emperor. If we're going to march from the monastery to Inbar, then we'll have to cross the Great Bridge of Murden again, right?
Yes, I believe so. As we have gained the Alliance's support...
You haven't gained
we
their
should not
support.
have any
You've
trouble.
annexed them.
After the bridge,
They are
cross
yours.
Ronder Field and head
The
south.
Alliance is no more.
Then we'll take Mercius, the so-called...
Great Bridge of
Impregnable
Murden is in your
tower on the other
territory.
side.
Fort Mercius, I know of it. They say it rivals even Aryan Road.
Count Bergles, the Empire's Minister of Military Affairs, once had troops stationed there. But according to our spies, a large-scale military force has entered the stronghold. Perhaps they are gathering soldiers from various regions to compensate for their losses.
If we try to avoid it, those troops will follow us and attack from the rear. It is best for us to handle the situation head-on. Once we take Fort Mercius, Enbar will be within reach. This is the Empire's last chance to stop us from arriving at our goal.
In other words, if we take this fort, then our blades will be at the Emperor's throat in no time.
If this is the last fort between us and them, then the Emperor will likely do everything she can to strengthen its defenses.
I just received a report on that very subject. The one commanding the troops stationed at Fort Mercius is someone we have crossed blades with many times. It is the Death Knight who awaits us there.
Oh, so that's who we'll be battling. Emil.
Whoa, that's new dialogue. Oh my god, I've never seen that dialogue before. That's because I did the paralogue.
Huh.
She actually name dropped that the Death Knight is her brother. There's probably no new quests in here, is there? Huh? What do you mean? We'll do them next video because... Oh. Yeah. But that's like, what, 2 supports? Oh, what? Okay. And we'll still do those supports next video, not this video. Anyways, YouTube, there's gonna be a giant-ass cut until I get to the next chapter. Yeah! Pog! This is gonna be a thumbnail image. Okay, now we'll cut. Yay. Gamer family.
Appreciate it.
Woo! First things first, I want to do gamer family. They sell all these. As you can see, we've almost hit 1 million. 1 million gold. Next thing I quickly want to do. Is... Let's get some capped stats. As you can see, there's a lot of stat boosters. The resistance ones are going to be nice, because this resistance... Resistance is one of the few major weaknesses he actually has. Magic can oof him up quite a bit still. Even now, I don't believe I'm going to be able to use that Seraph Robe, because I'm pretty sure 101 is the max HP that Dimitri can have. Yeah, he's hit max HP. This man is quite literally insane. What? I was wrong. I was wrong. He can have more HP than 101? Okay. Wow. I'm in shock. Okay. We're going to Fort Mercius now, YouTube. Yeah, our first main chapter video where we're doing 2 chapters in 1 video. I know, it took this long.
Crosses the Great Bridge of Murden a second time, moving south through Gronder Field. However, in order to reach Envar, they must first seize the impregnable Fort Mercius.
Why, thank you so much.
Fort Mercius. Said to rival Arianrode, the Silver Maiden. Perhaps a head-on siege was a foolish plan after all.
No, you're right that it's the only way. I don't think the Death Knight would have fallen for any tricks. Even if they are denied supplies, they could hold a fortress like this for months. And we cannot discount the possibility that they will receive more reinforcements if our siege is delayed.
Yes, my thoughts exactly. Then we have no option but to do the best we can. Say, Professor, in the past, it seemed like the Death Knight took some strange satisfaction from his fights with you. He's an unpredictable opponent, a dangerous one. Please proceed with caution. I have not come this far just to lose you here. I'm serious. Do not be reckless out there. Mercedes.
So, the Death Knight really is inside that fortress.
I don't remember seeing this before, this convo.
I want you to know that no one is forcing you to battle with us at the front lines. I support whatever you decide.
Please stop. can't have you saying that. You and I are the same after all. We both have to fight our family for the good of the world. And since that's the way it is, I couldn't live with myself if I was the only one running away from this battle. I will bring Emil back to his senses. I must. I'm his big sister after all.
Understood. Stay safe out there, Mercedes.
That man approaches.
Report! The main gate has been breached.
How did I get tangled up in all of this?
You are finally here. Will Death's scythe claim you, or will I fall to that sword of yours? And Mercedes, here you are as well.
I don't really have much to say. Just a shrug. That was some nice water. I almost said that's some thick water, but thick water is its own thing, and it's... The hell, bro? Are you going to take 10 units? Frick off! Okay, what's the most powerful lance I have? What's your... Oh, you have a high sword rank, okay. And I'll just stick you with what you have.
They broke through the main gate. Trample them, all save that man.
Even though we smashed the main gate, Fort Merceus is still an ironclad fortress. And the enemy commander is the Death Knight. We must not falter in our assault.
Gamer.
You now see why they call this keep impregnable. Everywhere you turn is defensive weaponry. We must capture all of those.
I remember on
locations
Maddening
and push
this
forward.
map
If even one of them takes a shot,
asked me.
we will be in trouble.
So obviously you saw Linhardt there. You see that generic brawler right on this side over here? This would be Caspar if you didn't have him recruited. Because I
am prepared.
Said so.
Leave it to me.
Because I said so.
I'm in.
We are going to be going down the center.
A hard life.
Because Dimitri's going to be clearing the
Ready
path.
when you are.
That being said, I still want to kill this cuck. Because it's easy.
I'm your girl.
And let's get Dimitri a really big head start. Because again, I could probably have him... He could probably... Let's be honest, he can one-round KO the Death Knight. I mean, look at that. That's 84 damage times 2. That's 168 damage without the 50% critical. Like, that's gnarly. It's gnarly, dude.
What's my
gnarly.
What's the plan?
So, like, I don't expect this map to go on long. For a record, YouTube, I expect this map to be nice and short, and this ain't maddening, so not a pain in the ass. Did you just get a level up? Yes, you did.
At your
I
service.
wasn't paying enough attention to see that. Oh yeah, that's right. I want to look at all Dimitri's. He has... Wait. It was actually letting me give him more charm. I don't know what the blue numbers mean, actually. Because I guess I didn't hit his charm cap. I don't... What are Dimitri's capped stats? I'm actually going to Google it. What are capped Dimitri stats? What? How high are they? Let me get into his... What's his class? His class is Great Lord. Well, something ain't adding up here because its health cap is supposed to be 99. So something isn't adding up. Okay, yeah, let's end turn.
Fools. Push forward and surround them.
Dimitri has full HP and he's able to... No, he's not able to attack the Death Knight. Cool, he'll be able to attack the Death Knight next turn, so I just need to survive. Again, I want to just use this as a reminder, YouTube. I have soloed this game with Dimitri. I still need to go through and see what difficulty it was on, but I'm pretty sure it is this difficulty. I'm pretty sure it was hard. I haven't checked yet. I need to check. I want to check before I beat this game again. But I'm pretty damn sure it was on this difficulty. Which, again, is a lot. I mean, solo. Because Chapter 6 obviously can't even use Dimitri. So, any Three Houses solo run, of any of the three lords, a solo run in Three Houses implies everything besides Chapter 6. And there's one other, obviously, really throw in chapter of Chapter 14, in particular on this route. That's just
impressive.
I'm kind of curious on if anyone has done a solo with Dimitri on Maddening. I know Mecha, who's a Fire Emblem YouTuber, did a Byleth solo run. I believe it was Blue Lions in Maddening. So I imagine, obviously, besides Chapter 6, it is 100% possible. 100% possible. I imagine, again, Chapter 6. If Chapter 14 is possible with Byleth only, it's gotta be. Oh,
You dare stand between me and my pleasure.
Pleasure?
Yes, I dare stand against
Pleasure?
the Death Knight.
Death is all that remains.
Too slow.
15 damage is the most that Gambit would have done if it hit. I forgot to move Ingrid. Okay, didn't get her killed. That's good. One damage point off of not one rounding Death Knight, but one hitting Death Knight. Damn! I got a critical anyway, so it didn't matter.
To know one without the other would be maddening.
What about Lunatic Plus? Would it be Lunatic Plus Death Knight?
With this strength, I can protect them all. The enemy general has been vanquished. Everyone!
I kind of wish there was some dialogue between him and Mercedes.
Oh, there definitely was, but you'd have to have Mercedes attack him.
Proudly over the impregnable
Oh.
fortress.
Do you want to know what that dialogue is? Are you in desire of that dialogue? Because I can get it for you.
Sure.
Sorry, I just need to get to the chapter. Azure Moon. This is chapter 20. Chapter script. There's dialogue for if you did or didn't do the paralogue. If you did the paralogue, Mercedes says, I came here to get you. Let's return together. Emil, Death Knight says, leave. The place of your death is not here. Oh, that's it. That's the dialogue. That's it.
Huh.
If you don't do the paralogue, Death Knight says, you, leave. Mercedes says, no, I won't. I refuse to run from you anymore.
Oh, I have to meet Emil.
Oh, is there going to be post-chapter dialogue between them? I hope so. Yes, there's actually special dialogue if you did the paralogue. Oh, so good, so good. That makes me actually really happy. I'm really happy. I've never seen this dialogue that we're about to have, YouTube. I've never seen it before, and that makes me so happy because I've played this game too many times, so new story stuff is delightful.
Emil. I'm so sorry. This is all my fault for leaving you behind when I left House Bartels. I should have gone back for you sooner. I'm sorry for not being a better sister to you.
Mercedes.
Please forgive me, Emil.
Why is the dialogue still with the mask?
Mercy, we need to go.
That's what I was wondering.
Because he's clearly unmasked.
Goodbye.
Your Highness. Our
That was
capture
so
of the
nice
fortress
to
is
have.
complete.
Now the path to the Imperial capital is finally open
That
to
was.
us. Once we have finished cleaning up after the battle, let's have another meeting to discuss our next move. It would be one thing if we were at home or at the monastery, but to waste our resources like that here would be most...
Pardon the interruption. We've just received a letter from Margrave Gautier.
Very well. I will read it at once. I see. It seems the conflict within Fargus has at last come to an end.
Yes, Your Highness. Margrave and the other Eastern Lords are at the center of it, and are gathering the kingdom's military forces even now.
Gamer.
They intend to join
Rog.
the Alliance army and send troops and supplies to the monastery.
What do you know? My old man is really pulling his weight. Did he seem well?
Yes, as well as can be expected. He has taken it upon himself to bring order back to
Seth,
our
I was
troubled
supposed to send you a picture of a Fire Emblem character. Do you remember who?
I am truly in the Margrave's debt.
Not
I will be sure to
really.
thank him properly at first opportunity. Thank you for the information. Now tell me, did it seem to you that my presence was needed back at the monastery?
Well, I do have a verbal message from the Margrave on the subject.
A verbal message? How strange.
The other day, he arrested one of Viscount Kleiman's men. And, well, the prisoner has claimed involvement in the tragedy of Dusker. He has implicated his lord as well.
Go on.
I was told they would be transporting this man to the monastery, along with the troops and supplies. The Margrave said that regardless of the credibility of the man's testimony, how he should be dealt with was your decision alone, Your Highness.
Very well. All that considered, I will return to the monastery at once. Will you come with me, Professor? Thank you.
Gamer. Who was I supposed to send you a picture of?
Part 2. Azure Moon. Verdant Rain Moon.
Oh, Arden. I was going to send
Our
you a picture of
chosen
Arden, I
path.
think.
The Kingdom Army has captured Fort Mercius. Managing troops from the now stable Western Kingdom and former Alliance territory, the Kingdom Army returns to Garreg Mach to regroup and reorganize its forces. With sufficient might to challenge the Empire, the Kingdom Army finalizes their plans to march on Enbar, the Imperial capital.
Wait, hold on. Oh, wait, never mind. Huh.
I think that's who I was going to send you a picture of. I don't remember. You don't remember. YouTube, do you remember the 21st night of September?
Ah, there you are. His Highness was looking for you. He's gone ahead and started interrogating the prisoner, Viscount Kleiman's man. He said he'd like for you and I to be present as well. Will you come with me?
I cannot overlook your reckless remarks. Are you really so keen to lose your head?
I only did what I believed was right. I swear to the goddess that I'm not lying. Amidst the turmoil of the tragedy, Lady Patricia was supposed to be the only one who was unharmed. We had been given orders ahead of time to not approach her carriage.
Of course not. What would my stepmother have had to gain from such a...
Perhaps Lady Patricia would have done anything to return to the Empire, to her husband and daughter.
What exactly are you implying?
For the past few months, I've been spying on lords who defected to the Empire in order to investigate rumors about Lady Patricia. Cornelia's words were true. The two of them, I am afraid they conspired together after all.
Enough of this nonsense. You say she wished to return home? That isn't nearly enough reason to cause such a tragedy.
I do not intend to imply that the two of them were solely responsible for the whole affair. They were likely nobles who opposed the king, or potentially someone who wanted to throw the kingdom into chaos. The Empire and people like Solon and Kronya had their motives too.
So my stepmother joined with them to cause the tragedy. Is that what you believe?
Ultimately, this is just conjecture based on the evidence at hand. I have no idea what their true intentions were.
I see. We will hear what this man has to say. For now.
My lord had long felt that King Lambert's radical ways were dangerous. At the time, he was approached with an offer to take part in the incident at Dusker. My lord loves his homeland. To me, he embodied justice. We were only doing what we thought was right.
And so, in the name of justice, he caused massacre upon massacre out of love for his homeland. You murdered your own king, killed our soldiers, and involved innocent citizens. And yet you have the gall to speak of justice!
I am only standing before you now, because I could no longer bear the weight of my sins. No, I accept your hatred, and even the punishment of death. But I still believe it was a massacre in the name of justice.
Gilbert, lock this man in his cell.
Are you not going to kill him?
I will make that decision once I have had time to consider this man's definition of justice.
Yes, Your Highness.
No, I cannot say that I am. Tell me, Professor, how well do you remember your father, Gerald?
Not only has it been 5 years, he was unconscious for those 5 years, bro. He remembers them very well, dumbass.
Soon enough, you will come to understand how painful it is to forget the faces of those who have passed on. To be honest,
Sorry, the
I
stream was
cannot
having
remember my stepmother's... that woman's smile. nor the sound of her voice. I always told myself that I would not allow my mind to forget, and yet, all I can recall with clarity
Can you hear
is
me
her
okay?
gazing
Yeah.
away, so forlorn.
Okay.
Did my stepmother wish to go home so badly that she would kill father and me? Kill her false family? Home to her own blood. Her true family. I suppose it doesn't make any difference now. I am asking you questions you could not possibly know the answer to. I am finished with thoughts like that. I am finally able to go on living without clinging to hate. If I truly treasure those who have died, then I must earnestly atone for my sins. Father, Glenn, all of the soldiers who have fallen, the people of Dusker who still suffer persecution. The only atonement I can offer them now is to take responsibility for this broken kingdom that has been entrusted to me.
Sorry,
That is
YouTube.
why I
Coppers
feel that
come to
I
me
must meet
in
with
desire of
Edelgard
attention.
and try to talk to her.
Copper.
Do you think it is a fool's errand? Honestly, I think so too. But I must swallow my feelings and grudges, our whole history really, and ask her about this future that she sees. What she aims for once her domination is complete. What kind of justice she clings to as she fights. And why she felt it necessary to start this war. I believe that asking her these things is the true responsibility I have been tasked with as king. We will march our troops to the Imperial capital. But before any battle begins, we will set up camp nearby and send a messenger. I will tell her that I need to speak with her in a safe place, without any weapons or troops. As to whether or not she will agree to my request, well, that rests solely on Edelgard. I would like to believe that as well. You know, Professor, when we fought in Ferdiad, Cornelia mocked me and called me pitiful.
Yeah,
But
she
even
hasn't
if
seen
it
your
is true that
stats.
my stepmother never loved me, I am not to be pitied. After all, I have allies and dear friends who care for me. And now, I also have you by my side.
Well, gamer family. This is the last month. This is the last exploration. This is quite literally the last time we get to explore the monastery. And there are still no quests! Yeah, and you heard me right. This is the last time we're exploring the monastery on camera. Supports will be next video unless for some reason it doesn't let me do supports, and then I guess there'll never be any more supports ever again. Which would be really weird. Not even to plant new stuff. Doing that, and moving on.
Maybe.
Moving on.
Hello.
Then we'll go over to Anna. I won't even listen to her dialogue. I'll just skip right to the quest, because I don't care, because I don't like Anna in this game.
Hey, how about a favor?
YouTube! We did 2 main story chapters, and it still isn't the longest video in the series. Where's the music?
Yes.
I don't know why the music just stops there. It always gets me really confused. Oh yeah, let's see if we've gathered or requested resources yet. Let's see, have we gathered the resources that Gilbert has requested? I also want to quickly try out that statue to see if it unlocks the conversation or not.
Please, let me consider.
I don't care. Nope, I did not get them. And we should have enough renown. I'm going to do the Ash Byleth one. That's the one I'm going to unlock. And because I want to know if it actually allows you to do the conversation, because if it doesn't allow you to do the conversation, it's useless. If it does allow me to do the conversation, awesome. I have so many gosh dang renown points from all my new game pluses combined into one. So, hopefully that's what it does, because then that means I'm going to, like, never have to support grind. Ever. In the next routes.
Why, hello there.
With Ash.
If it is your wish. Everything is within your grip. Come back soon now.
Now, the question is... It doesn't get you the support conversation. That is so useless. YouTube. Gamer family. YouTube. I haven't done that outro in so long. But since YouTube, I haven't ended recording yet and I'm not doing that into the mic anymore, does it really count? No, goodbye.